It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 dig, 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 go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
We are joined by our standings leader. Sorry, guys, that's a little bit loud. Standings leader Kyle Busch. In the interview portion of the media center, Kyle, your outlook this weekend.
I'm looking forward to it. I guess we'll see how we unload here and get onto the racetrack with our interstate batteries Toyota this weekend. So, I feel like we'll be all right. We struggled a little bit on the flat track so far this year, but we've gained a lot of knowledge on the past couple weeks and stuff, and so. Hopefully with Denny's success at flat tracks, we can run better. Hopefully with what we've learned, we can run better. So we'll see how it goes.
Let's go straight to questions. A reminder, state your name and affiliation. Go ahead, Jim.
Jim Mobile, Fox Sportsnet. Jim Mobile, Fox Sportsnet. I don't know if you heard the official announcement from Hendrick about Casey Mears being out of the 5 car at the end of the year. Just wanted to get your reaction, your former car, your former teammate, that sort of thing.
I mean, not being over there, not knowing what's really going on besides just hearing the announcement, but it's tough, and that team obviously maybe expected to run something similar to what we did last year, even though really Hendrick Motorsports has not run up to what they were last year, their standards of last year. So it's hard to say, but hopefully Casey can find another deal, and he can continue his ride in the Nextel Cup Series, and we can continue to race him out there every weekend.
Go ahead, Mike.
Kyle, Michael Vega, Boston Globe. I know we talked about your wide open schedule here, and this weekend looked like you're going to be doing a lot of racing as well. Yes, I mean for tomorrow, I think you had 3 races planned, but the mods scaled it back. And I think when you climbed out of the car after the last nationwide race, you said you weren't going to go to Milwaukee. Are you thinking now, as you're getting closer and as the points race heats up, scaling back the schedule, or how's that working out for you?
No thinking of scaling back on the schedule. No, it's we're in a good enough position now. It doesn't really matter, to have a couple bad weeks. Really, I mean, you like to win races and get further up when the chase starts to have a bigger advantage over everybody. But besides all that, the modified race, JD didn't like the idea of that from what happened, I guess, a couple years ago with Stewart getting into it with a couple guys and whatnot. So just wasn't a good idea. We decided not to run it. I feel bad for Bono because he had to really scratch through and try to find somebody to put in that car, so I hated it for him. And the late model race, we're still going to run that. That's on as scheduled. And then the nationwide race, we're still going to run. I think there's 8 or 10 more left this year that we're still going to run, maybe even more than that. And, the truck series stuff, we're still running it. The plans were to go to try to make Memphis this weekend, but there's no way to make it, so we're not going to go.
Okay, we don't have a question over here. We've got one over here on this side, and then we're going to go back to Claire.
Hi, Jerry Major, OXL Radio. You mentioned late models. Will you be running the All-Star Speedway tomorrow night in the late model?
Yes, that's correct. We're going to go over there and run that race for the Pass North Series, and I guess practice starts at like 4 or something today, so I won't be there for the start of it, but I got my driver from down south who's up here. He's going to practice it for me until I get there, and then I'll get in it and see how it goes. We ran there last year. We won the race and had the win taken away from us, so hopefully this year we don't have that problem and we can try to win it right.
We'll go Claire and then Steve Ballard.
Claire BXM. Can you imagine tiptoeing in the room to tell Kyle Busch that he can't race and that it was probably not a good idea? How did JD break that to you, and how did you receive it? You guys have a really good relationship, but you love to race everything, and telling you can't probably is not the thing you want to hear.
Well, I mean, ultimately it's his decision, and I respect that because I'm racing for his company, and his dad's company. So the biggest thing is just trying to recognize the fact that I guess the modified race is, this is like their Super Bowl this weekend, with the Cup guys all here and everything going on with as much racing that goes on at Loudon. This is their Super Bowl race. So they put the biggest of the biggest guys in this race and the biggest names and all that stuff. And so there's a lot of cards here and there's a lot of prestige to try to win this race. And so I didn't even really know all that until you know, this past week, and just decided that yeah, I mean, JD called me and said, hey man, what's your real feelings on this modified race? And I said, I'm just doing it for fun, you know, no big deal. And then he told me all that, and I'm just like, well, you know, if you're not comfortable with it and you don't feel good about it, then let's not do it. So you know, I was understanding in it.
Steve, go ahead.
Steve Ballard, Indianapolis Star. Kyle, with all the uncertainty about Tony's future at JGR, how much of a distraction is that to the organization, and what would it mean to the organization if Tony moves on?
I don't think it's really that big of a distraction. Whether you've got Tony Stewart in the car or somebody else in the car, you know, the guys are going to be working just as hard. So everybody at JGR has been working on trying to make our stuff better. You know, the betterment of the company for winning races and job security ultimately. So you know, the guys are doing a wonderful job, and I hope Tony stays. I hope he decides to stay. He's been a great friend and a great teammate this year, and you know, really have had a lot of fun. So hoping that he gets all the things worked out with JGR where he can continue to drive that 20.
Other questions?